The story begins with a boy named Asro Kurosu, who was completely fed up with his life. One night, while lying on the bed, he was doing some crazy things, and in the process he created a hole in the wall and fell on the ground. Then his eyes fell on the light coming from the hole. When he stood up and tried to look through the wall, he saw a very beautiful girl. The girl's name was Rio, and she was eating food. Now Asro often started looking at the girl through that hole. One day Asro was looking at Rio, but he was not able to see anything properly. That's why he went to Rio's door and started peeping inside from there. Then suddenly a girl saw him from outside. Then Asro got scared and started pretending to work. Well, the girl left the food for her brother on the lower floor and went away. Now Asro was unemployed, and he was also very hungry. That's why he went down and started stealing food. But then Rio saw him from above, and they both started talking. Then Rio invited Asro to eat with him. When Asro entered his room, his eyes fell on the same hole which was above Rio's book table. Then both of them started eating together. Asro liked the food very much, and he praised the food a lot. Then Rio said that he can come to eat whenever he feels like. Then after eating, Asro happily returned to his house and then started looking at Rio by hiding in his room. Then one day when both of them were eating, Asro asked Rio if he had any problem with her coming here again and again. But Rio started saying that if he wants, he can come and live with her. Then gradually Asro started falling in love with Rio because in his eyes there can be no better girl than Rio. Well, at night Asro decided not to look at Rio through the hole. But he could not stop himself for long. He peeped through the hole. When he looked, he saw another man with Rio. Asro thought that maybe he was Rio's boyfriend. But suddenly Rio beheaded the man in one stroke and started laughing like a savage beast. Seeing this, Asro was stunned and he pushed the wall, due to which a book fell in front of the hole. He could not believe that the innocent-looking Rio could kill a man. Later, when Asro was thinking about this horrifying incident, suddenly someone knocked on his door and he went out and saw that Rio had brought food for him. It seemed that she too had started liking Rio, and she said that they would eat in Asro's room today. Then after eating, Asro removed the book from the hole and started looking at Rio. He thought that maybe what he had seen was his illusion, but then his eyes fell on a woman named Meiji. He became a little more suspicious of Rio. Then the next morning when he was going to wash clothes, Rio said that you can use my washing machine. After this, both of them planned that they will have dinner again tonight. Then Asro remembered the incident of last night, but he convinced himself because he liked Rio very much. At night when Asro was decorating the dinner table, suddenly he heard strange sounds coming from Rio's room. He immediately looked through the hole and saw that there was another man in Rio's room, and Rio killed him brutally. Seeing this, Asro realized that this was not an illusion, and he started screaming loudly. Then Rio heard him and she followed him with a knife. Asro ran to the roof of the building to save his life, but Rio followed him there too. Rio asked him how did Asro know his truth. Then Asro told him about the hole, and also told him that he is not a man. While getting nervous, he expressed his love for her that why do you do all this? I love you a lot, but you kill people. Rio put a knife on his neck and asked him his last wish. Then Asro said that he wants to make Rio his girlfriend. She agreed to become his girlfriend. The next morning Rio took Asro to her college and she told her friends that Asro is her boyfriend. Hearing this, butterflies started flying in Asro's stomach. Now Asro also thought of taking admission in the same college, so that she can protect Rio from other boys. But then Rio reminded her that why will you protect me from people? I kill one person every night, I am a serial killer. Then Asro asked her how long she will do this work, but Rio did not answer. Then after a few days, while walking with Asro, Rio wore a raincoat and suddenly started killing people. When she felt from within that a person should die, she herself would go out to kill him. Troubled by this habit of hers, Asro asked her why she kills people. Did she have any personal enmity with the people she killed? Then Rio said that she has made a list of all the bad people and she is killing them one by one. Hearing this, Asro thought that my girl is very good. I was considering her bad without any reason. She only kills bad people. After all, he was so much in love with Rio that he could not see any flaw in her. Next day when Asro read the newspaper, when he read it, he was very surprised, because there was no news of Rio's murders in it. Then when he returned home after work, he met a boy named Kawasaki. Kawasaki was the same boy whose food Asro used to steal. Then one day Asro met Kawasaki's sister Haruko in the store. Asro did not take any money from her for the goods because she had helped Asro earlier. Finally, when Asro returned home, he saw through the hole that Rio had left a message for him. He asked Rio to meet him at 10 o'clock. Now Asro took a bath and waited till 10 o'clock when suddenly he heard a sound from Rio's room. He immediately looked into the hole and saw that Kawasaki's hands and legs were tied and Rio was about to kill him. Asro shouted and asked him to stop, but Rio told him to keep watching quietly. Then he killed Kawasaki in one stroke. Within a few moments, that woman named Meiji came there with her crew and cleaned the whole room completely, so that the murder could not be done. There was no clue, but then Asro came to Rio's room and asked Meiji why she was doing all this. Then Meiji said that many people around the world need dead bodies like me. Then she showed. Asro asked why she chose a good man like Kawasaki. Hearing this, Meiji took Asro to Kawasaki's room where blood was scattered everywhere. Actually, Kawasaki used to kill cats here by biting them badly. Then Meiji warned Asro that Rio will kill you also in the same way. Next morning, Rio knocked on Asro's door, but Asro did not open the door. So Rio came inside from the balcony. She wanted to hug Asro, but Asro was not behaving well with her. So she left. Next day when Asro met Haruko, Asro asked her about her brother. Then suddenly Rio also came to the balcony and called Haruko to her room and asked her to wait for her brother. But Asro somehow refused to let Haruko go to Rio. After Haruko left, Asro asked Rio if she would kill Haruko too. Then Rio said no. Then next day Haruko messaged Asro and asked her to meet in a coffee shop because she wanted to talk about her brother. Well, later we see that Asro reached the coffee shop to meet Haruko. Haruko told him that her brother has not returned home for so many days, so she has complained to the police. Well, then she went with Asro to meet the landlord, so that he can open Kawasaki's room and check it. When the landlord opened Kawasaki's room, Asro was shocked because everything was spotless there. Asro took a sigh of relief and came out with Haruko. Later, when he was returning home, he saw a man walking with his hand on Rio's shoulder. At night, when Asro was having dinner with Rio, he asked Rio about that man, but instead of answering Rio, she started saying that he should stay away from Haruko. The truth was that both of them were jealous. Suddenly Rio threw away the food in anger. Then Asro hugged her from behind to convince her. She tried to kiss Rio, but Rio stopped her by putting chopsticks on her neck. Then the next day, when Asro met Haruko, she started saying that I am much better than Rio. You should be with me, not with him. She also said that Rio will never change herself for Asro. Finally, before leaving, Haruko said that she will wait for his answer here tomorrow. Then when Asro was going home, suddenly some gangsters kidnapped him and brought him to their hideout. Then their gang leader ordered Asro to convince Rio to kill more, but Asro refused to do so. The goons beat him up badly and finally released him. Then when he reached home, Asro and Rio got into a fight. Asro told Rio to stop killing people, but Rio did not agree, and that is why they broke up. Even after the breakup, Asro kept watching Rio through the hole, and she was still killing people, but now she was killing them. Instead of laughing, she started crying. Then Asro realized that Rio was doing all this under the pressure of the gangsters, so that she does not harm Asro. Then Asro got angry and ran to the gangsters' hideout. He asked the gang leader to stop threatening Rio and getting her to kill people. Then he attacked the goons with a knife, but he had no experience of fighting. That is why the goons beat him to pieces. Finally, the leader was about to kill him when suddenly a gas grenade came in, which there was smoke all around. Then Rio came there wearing a raincoat and mask. Now to save Asro's life, she will have to kill all the goons. So without wasting any time, she killed each one of them. After this, she picked Asro up and made him sit on a sofa. Then Asro asked her that after killing all the goons, she laughed as usual. On this, Rio replied that she does not enjoy this work anymore. She thought that from now onwards Rio will not kill anyone. But in a few moments, Rio stabbed her in the stomach too. She said laughingly that she always wanted to see her love die. When Rio said "I love you," Asro also fell on the ground saying "I love you too." After this, Rio met Meiji and told her that she is leaving the city. She said that now Asro will never peep through the hole. Then suddenly injured Asro came there walking with the help of crutches. Then it is revealed that Rio did not kill him. He just made him unconscious. Finally, Asro and Rio left for their new journey, and Rio promised her that she will not kill anyone from today onwards. So do you think that Rio has really reformed? Do tell us in the comments. See you in the next video. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Follow for more videos.